Ladies and gentlemen, our top story this evening. The Congress is facing a major threat to one of its three surviving state governments in the country. In a major setback for Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, the Karnataka High Court today has dismissed his plea seeking to quash the governor's sanction against him in the Muda case. In a very significant order, the High Court said that Governor Thawar Chand Gehlot is absolutely eligible and within his rights to make independent decisions in exceptional situations. And this, the court says, is one of those situations. Okay, what exactly is this case? It all revolves around the allotment of high-value land in Mysore to Chief Minister Siddaramaiah's wife Parvati as compensation for land taken for infrastructure development, with critics claiming that the land's value was inflated by 4,000 to 5,000 crore rupees. The complaint against the Chief Minister, his wife and SIDA Muda officials alleges that illegal allotment of 14 alternative sites caused a loss of 45 crore rupees. Now, while Siddaramaiah is maintaining that the land, the original piece of land, 3.16 crore rupees, was gifted by his wife's brother to her in 1998, there are activists who are claiming that the brother had procured it illegally with forged documents. The Congress party, in its defense, is citing the fact that the plots, the 14 plots that were handed out in compensation for this 3.16 acres of land that Muda took was in 2022, when it was not the Congress government that was in power, but it was the BJP government that was in power. Now, the Chief Minister is smelling a rat. He's saying this is Operation Kamala at play. He says the BJP somehow is trying to seize power in the state, which is why they're getting him embroiled falsely in the scam. Listen in.
So BJP is trying to dislodge our government through money power and also through Operation Kamala, but they could not succeed. I'm not afraid of the conspiracy hatched out by both BJP and JDS, because people of Karnataka are with our party, are with me, and also with our government.
Now, the BJP, on the other hand, has demanded Mr. Siddaramaiah's resignation to ensure that all the legal proceedings against him in the case and the probe against him in the case is fair and free. Listen in.
He is bound to resign. There is no other choice. Being a responsible Chief Minister, he has to abide by the law. Now, since the High Court has given the judgment, he has to tender the resignation.
My guest this evening, Anand Gurumurthy, spokesperson of the BJP. Dr. Shankar Goa is spokesperson of the Congress Party. T.R. Raghunandan is a senior visiting fellow at CPR. He's also a former IAS officer. And of course, we have Brijesh Kalappa, who is an advocate. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us on the show. This is going to be a very quick chat. Anand Gurumurthy, can I start by asking you why you are seeking the resignation of the Chief Minister? After all, what the High Court today has done is give a nod to the governor, giving a thumbs up to investigate the case. The Chief Minister has not been convicted. All the High Court has said, okay, the governor was right and the Chief Minister can be investigated.
See, the government, entire governance body falls under the Chief Minister. So it is the duty of the Chief Minister to go away from his position and ensure that a free and fair investigation takes place. This is something which is known to everybody. And it is very important that he gives up his position and makes this free and fair. Right now, under CM Siddaramaiah, we are very sure that investigation will get botched up. Things will not go in the direction it should go. And we are also sure that he will deny everything like he's denying today that it is under 17A and it's not under 218. All these are narratives they are building. Finally, the judge has clearly told what the governor has done is right. The investigation should go on. And what we are demanding is a simple thing, resignation, so that free and fair investigation takes place.
Okay, but some years ago, Mr. Anand Gurumurthy, Mr. Yedurappa from your party was in the same space.
Yes.
It had taken him a year of much prodding to resign. And he didn't want to resign only. And
Why?
the BJP, in fact, had hit the streets after the High Court had said, all right, the governor is right in sanctioning an investigation against him. So why this double talk and double standards, Mr. Gurumurthy?
One thing you have to look into this, Shreya. See, what happened with Yedurappa's case, he resigned. He was jailed also. But at the end of it, you also saw that even Supreme Court, the case has gone up to the Supreme Court, and we have seen that he was not even convicted in anything. Okay, Yedurappa has come out clean. He again became the CM in 2019. It was a false case against Yedurappa, but here, everybody has seen the proceedings. Everybody is seeing how, the DC and the Tahsildar of that particular department go there. And, there was no land there which was belonging to the Muda, but a sanction was given. All these have come as evidence when it was being spoken in the High Court. So there are so many things, which don't match here, Shreya. It should not be compared as apple to apple, because there the case was false. Here it is a true case, and here the sanction has been given, and it has to be free and fair. And yeah, please.
Okay. Let me get in Dr. Gua here, who is spokesperson of the Congress party. Dr. Gua, of course, you can comment on Mr. Yedurappa and Mr. Siddaramaiah and tell us whether this is an apple-to-apple comparison or an apple-to-grape comparison. It's completely up to you. But Dr. Shankar Gua, my simple question to you is this. Chalo, you can say for a moment that Thawar Chand Gehlot is a dyed-in-the-wool BJP man. He was, after all, he served in the BJP for long years. He was part of the government as well, etc., etc. So, this is Operation Kamala at play. You are well within your rights to say it. But the High Court judges are not part of the BJP. They have nothing to do with Operation Kamala. And look at what the High Court judges have said today. They have said the sequence of events definitely require an investigation and a probe. Essentially to say whatever is out in public domain, whatever has been put out by the governor has applied his mind, and he's absolutely not wrong when he says that the Muda scam, the alleged Muda scam, needs to be probed. So the governor is merely doing his job. Kuch gadbad dikha, usko probe karo. So what if it's the chief minister who is being named?
Now, Shreya, the chief minister in his statement very clearly said that he is not averse to, or he is not scared of any form of investigation. He has welcomed any investigation. Now, as far as the court judgment today goes,
then why did he go to the court seeking to stop the investigation? Dr. Gua, then why did he go to the court seeking to stop the investigation?
Allow me to complete. So under 3 sections, the court has given ruling today, out of which I am not a lawyer to debate on what section and what exactly. On the face of it, prima facie, 2 of the sections which the governor has said, the honorable court has rejected both of them. Under 17A, he has said, okay, this maybe warrants an investigation. Now, it's a different question that we will certainly appeal this particular judgment, and I am very certain that we will win this case in the higher court. As far as, one more thing, I love the way how my friend Gurumurthy had all smiles when the question came of Yedurappa. He said, that is a false case, this is a true case. On what basis are you saying that is false and this is true? See, this is an absolute example of a selected governor trying to destabilize an elected government. From 2014, there has been a paradigm shift in the way Indian politics is seen. There are about 23 leaders nationwide who the BJP accused them of supreme corruption, and all of them have joined BJP and they have become whitewashed today. I can name a host of them. So this is a similar attempt. The BJP is not able to digest the fact that a backward class leader...
Dr. Gua, I'm again asking you the question.
No, allow me to complete. Just allow me to complete.
No, Dr. Gua, I'm again asking you the question.
They are not able to...
I'm asking you a simple counter question. You are taking the debate to some other sphere. My question to you is, if there are charges against Mr. Yedurappa, if there are chances that 3.16 acres of land that Miss Parvati's brother gifted to her, in lieu of that, she got 14 plots in prime areas, and therefore it cost a loss of money to the exchequer. How much money also, I'm not clear, because there are three different figures I'm seeing. I'll get to that in just a bit. debate. But if there are these charges, right? What? And you're saying we are ready for a probe. If you're ready for a probe, if the Chief Minister is ready for a probe, why is he contesting the High Court's verdict today in the Supreme Court?
Contest. This is not in the natural course of events. We have to contest it. We will contest it. This is not in the natural course of events. Everything that has followed is not just 1 or 2 years. It has taken a toll of 30 years. Over a period of 30 years, every document has been scrutinized and whatever has happened has happened. So we have to question,
No, I don't understand this. What do you mean natural course of events? How is this not natural course of events? Okay, let T.R. Raghunandan come in. Let T.R. Raghunandan come in. He's someone who looks at corruption closely. T.R. Raghunandan, the Congress spokesperson, is saying this is not the natural course of events. Therefore, we are going to contest the verdict today in the High Court and the Supreme Court. Now, either you want a probe or you don't want a probe. If you're challenging the probe in the Supreme Court, it means you don't want it, right?
See, I think that currently, the core of the judgment of the High Court is whether the governor applies his mind independent of the government, and the governor is capable of doing that, and is it his role to do it? And that question has been cleared. The High Court says that the governor is well within his rights to exercise his independent judgment when it comes to deciding whether the permission for prosecution should be given. I think that is the core issue. Everything else said by the High Court, in my opinion, is still premature, and it is to be investigated, whether it is a natural course or not. Even if the judge did make a remark, I don't think it should be considered as a definitive conclusion, simply because prosecution is a process that is to be done objectively, and any statement made prior to the prosecution is an obiter. It is not mandatory or binding, or it doesn't close the conclusion to which they are arriving. So the most critical point here is, does the governor have the right to exercise independent judgment, which the High Court has said, yes, the governor has got the right to exercise independent judgment. That is the key. The rest of it is not something on which personally I would like to hazard a guess. And the other reason why I would say that I do not want to hazard a guess is, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm frankly very cynical about this whole process, because having lived in Karnataka and served in Karnataka, the happenings over the past decade and a half or so, there have been scandal after scandal involving Chief Minister after Chief Minister. And as you said rightly, the previous election itself was held on the issue of corruption. And it was probably won by the Congress on the whether it was proven or not in a court of law is a different issue. But they did push the public perception that the BJP was extremely corrupt. But every party has been tainted by the accusation of corruption. And at the end of the day, nothing has happened. Tell me one person, forget about a chief minister going to jail or being prosecuted. It is not the chief minister alone who, if at all somebody is involved in corruption, it is not the chief minister alone. It is a whole team of people, officials, other politicians, etc. Tell me whether any one individual, whether he or she is an IAS officer or a bureaucrat or a tahsildar or anybody else, has been convicted for any one of these allegations that have been made. So, frankly, I just think
you are right to be cynical about corruption in this country.
No, the point
I
is
understand.
This,
I understand. The process may not lead anywhere, but Brijesh Kalappa, the process is important. Brijesh Kalappa, give me a minute here, sir. Brijesh Kalappa, the process is important. There are charges against the Chief Minister and his family and his wife. The High Court is saying if we see the sequence of events, it needs a probe. The process is important, irrespective of, whether anyone gets prosecuted, doesn't get prosecuted, the case gets dismissed, doesn't get dismissed. A probe is required. Should the Chief Minister run away from a probe, or should he resign? Where do you stand on this as a citizen of Karnataka?
No, Shreya, see, let's look at the bare facts. Bare facts are that Mr. Siddaramaiah has an untainted reputation, and he has had a reputation now for about 40 years. So it benefits the BJP largely to taint Mr. Siddaramaiah's reputation. This is the first part. Second part is that the judgment itself does not say that Mr. Siddaramaiah has done X or Y, which is either an act of omission or of commission, which requires to be probed. You know, generally he says that at this time Mr. Siddaramaiah was DCM, at this time Mr. Siddaramaiah's son was MLA, at this time Mr. Siddaramaiah was Chief Minister. So probability that Mr. Siddaramaiah had misused office is pretty high. Therefore, well, let's have an investigation. Now, let's have an investigation is all right. But what is the material already before the High Court? What is the material already before the governor? It's all investigated material, no? So basically what the court is saying, let's have a re-investigation. What will a re-investigation yield? Nothing. If there has been nothing in the first instance for which they have run to court, they'll again yield nothing when they come to the second round of investigation. So ultimately point is that they wanted to make Mr. Siddaramaiah look effete and weak, which they're trying their best to do in other states also. As you've seen in whether in Kerala, whether in Tamil Nadu, whether in Andhra Pradesh or in Telangana, the governors have been extra, the reach has been extra. So therefore, this overreach is something which is deeply troubling. And ultimately, what is the judgment brought out?
Okay.
Has it said anywhere categorically that now we find Mr. Siddaramaiah guilty of anything? Whether they've been able to point out
no,
in the
but they have
entirety
said
of
the
judgment,
sequence of events.
That Mr. Siddaramaiah...
Nah, Mr. Kalappa, but it says that the sequence of events
that's
demands a
neither here nor
probe.
there.
Right? No, it says that what we are seeing seems to be fishy. Let's probe it.
Are you going to... No, 1 minute. No, the basis of criminal law, Shreya, basis of criminal law is that the prosecution case must be so high that a reasonable person is swayed by that, right? That is the essence of criminal law. Here they say, no, there is a likelihood of this, there is a likelihood of that. Therefore, ultimately, what is the likelihood going to lead to? It's going to ultimately benefit the BJP because it may make way for Mr. Siddaramaiah to resign and therefore the Congress party less strong. So that benefits the BJP. But ultimately, what does it take? How does it take?
No, it's okay. All very well. ठीक है. No, 1 minute. If there are corruption charges and they are being probed, it does benefit the state. Anand, Gurumurthy, I have 20 seconds. I'll let you respond to this. One of the points that the Congress party has been making is, why are they blaming us? It was under the BJP's rule that these 14 parcels of land were allotted to Mrs. Parvati. They are the ones who allot these 14 parcels of land to my wife, and now I am being accused of corruption.
No. Multiple letters have been written by the party, and all this are narrative spinning by Congress. Okay, nothing has happened, or we have 136 seats. How can you prosecute it? So all these are narratives they are trying to spin, and they are trying to close the chapter. But
answer my question.
No. I've answered. I already answered. Multiple letters have come from the CM side, CM's wife's side. Okay, multiple letters have come, and based on those letters, a routine process has happened. Whether it was BJP government, Congress government, all these are narrative spinning.
So a rival's wife sends you letters, and you're so nice that you'll oblige her.
Look. You're so nice, you oblige
Mr. Gurumurthy, who will believe it?
It's not the thing, Shreya. Shreya, you have to understand these things very clearly, okay? Now, it was not only the CM's wife. There were hundreds of sites which were dispersed at that point in time, right? The compensation sites, hundreds of sites which were dispersed. Now, is our this thing going to see who is getting which sites? These people did all the paperwork. That is why investigation is needed. That is why this investigation has to go
Anand,
deep and find out who are the criminals.
That is the weak defense of what I asked you, but I agree with you on one point. If there are allegations, they should be probed.
Yes.
But till the investigation is over, don't call or declare a man guilty and ask for his resignation. Anyhow, we'll leave it there for the moment because I'm fairly certain this discussion will continue. Out of time, Mr. Gurumurthy. Thank you very much. I have to speak to Vishwanathan Anand. Thank you very much, Dr. Shankar Goa, for joining us. T.R. Raghunandan, good to have you on the show. And Brijesh Kalappa, thank you very much for being with us on the show as well.